Welcome to Tarot Temple. I'm Marcela, your guide. I'm excited for today's reading on this full moon in Cancer. Again, thank you for joining me. This has been a powerful time. We're coming into a big connection with Cancer in the moon sign in relationship to Mars being retrograde in Cancer, with the energy of Capricorn holding that ground in the sun sign. So Capricorn, Sun, and Mercury. What I want to first share with you is this deep nurturing, right? As Mars is going retrograde, it's deepening this connection of really honoring this space inside of us and how we live our desires, our love, our grace in ways that we take action, right? What is the drive? The energy of drive is coming in. Really deepen your motivation, and the moon brings this energetic connection to our true soul, our true light, our true desires, our motivation in a way of love. So this lunar temple connection, this tarot temple connected to the lunar, we're going to dive into where the moon, this dance, this moon wants to share with you this fullness of being, where the light is most full, connecting to our emotional side, our feelings, our soul's desires. So I'll start with pulling this collective connection, this messages. I knew she was coming out, strength. I saw her clairvoyantly before I started, right? The strength card. So let me just hold it on here. So this powerful energy of strength. Just really feel into your heart. Again, this space that wants to be connected. Venus, her energy really strongly connecting us into Pisces. I felt this energetic 11 degree. Today is the full moon in Cancer with Pisces, this water energy, to really deeply connecting to unconditional love and a heightened energy. Pisces, I want to say, Pisces now coming into the North Node. The last couple of days, yesterday actually, last couple of days actually, Pisces is deepening the journey of love, this heightened awareness of your intuitive connection. And the strength card is, if you see in this particular deck, it wants to really come into this reading around the fullness of being, the full moon. You see this gold energetic, this instinct, living your intuitive instinct is what I call it. Your intuitive instinct. So intuing, coming in, deepening. We're in fertile ground for us to deeply listen and guidance, listen to our divine guidance, our divine nature to guide us fully. It's like, yes, fully and deeply making space to align. And this retrograde, this moon Cancer says, aligning in a way that you do not make this actions, right? The steps forward until you're tapped in this deeper connection. And the power energy of the strength card is saying yes to trusting the resilience that you have, and aligning, attuning to go forward by first being poised. I teach that in my private work, like being poised is so potent in working our own divine purpose, our divine essence, our divine love, our divine joy, right? This deep action, strength is really powerful. Being called, right? Instinct, right? This is a taming of the lion, a taming of the beast, and the strength. And what I mean by the taming is, and what this energy of this card, right? The intuition that says is a powerful presence, this powerful deepening. And I know even Pluto is being present. I was noticing how Pluto is getting really connected to the sun. The solar energy right now is in Capricorn, and the Pluto is coming in, is just a few degrees, not even 2 degrees. So it's like 1 degrees and 28 minutes in Pluto. Pluto is deepening your personal power. And the sun is coming into conjunct. It's Capricorn going into Aquarius in the next few weeks, the next couple of weeks. And they're both in this energetic opposition. This is how it's saying, it's opposition of the sun and the moon, Pluto and the moon, Pluto with Mars. Polarity. I want to say it's this polarity is this opening, right? This connection of being seen and witnessed full on. So the sun being in Capricorn, and now the full moon is this, it's in the polar opposite, but it comes from a polarity that is connected, connected from within, right? So I speak into polarities as it comes from this pulse, right? This like energetic roots that then come out, right? And it has the same essence, very similar connection, right? So it's a polar connection. It's a polarity that helps us really shift and into the fullness, right? So it's a big fullness, or fullness of being, as we're being called up and out into intuitive power, right? Intuitive instinct, which is so potent here. So what does that look like for you? What does that look like in this connection? This card wants to brought in, right? The deeper spiritual light, spiritual divine wants to really be present in our lives, present in those that are coming in to join me in this beautiful reading. Now I'm going to be pulling from this mermaid deck, which I really love. The Capricorn and the Cancer is about coming into the instinct of waters, right? The deeper knowing, the deeper soul instinct, your essence, your knowing, your wisdom. Those words just keep coming in, those intentions. Where is your deep wisdom? Tarot of the Mermaids. I want to say that this is a beautiful connection that's coming in the Knave of Chalices. And the Knave is this space of learning, the deep learning and wisdom of, I'm getting the words priestess as I work with priestess energy, a priestess activator. I've given priestess workshops and programs in the past. And this Knave of Chalices, the energetic chalice, the chalice is this receiving, and there's a space that's wanting us to really lean into the energetic connection to the deep, the knowing, the wisdom, and also the divine essence of the waters, right? It's the chalice is receiving, is filling your cup. Capricorn, where the sun is right now, where the moon is, where we're being guided to really connect into the sea goat. Many times people feel into the Capricorn energy as a goat, and it is, but it's the sea goat. There's an energetic intention that the sea goat is to really deepen and refresh and source from the energy of waters, right? It has a tail. So the mermaids, the tail of the waters, and Cancer is very much about the waters, right? It's knowing that we are connected intrinsically is the word I want to say, intrinsically to the energy of water. And when we are not in that connection, or where, it's we're like doing the hard work, or going out there in the world without really tuning into our intuition and our spirit and knowing, we can only go so far. And where the tail is, right, in the mermaid tail, and the chalice is about deep fulfillment. So where are you being called to listen, to take a pause, to really go in poised, like I'm sharing with the retrogrades and the moon and the solar, is pause to fill in your chalice of deep fulfillment. What do you need to do and to create in your life? The rhythms and the rituals, as now again, as we're in this journey, and I'll speak into just, what are the messages, as Pisces is in the North Node and Virgo now in the South Node. There is this dichotomy and this connection that they're about something bigger and greater. The practices, Virgo, the everyday, the rituals that brings into this Pisces. Pisces also ruled and connected by waters. Pisces ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. It's expansion energy. What I want to say, what is being said and shared and shed, is making sure that on a daily basis you're connecting to your intrinsic nature. I'm getting from spirit those words, our intuitive side, our energy, our sourcing, our restoring, this deep spirituality, the divine, and having the practices on the daily that holds that container to bring us in. Deep fulfillment, the chalices, and the learning. Again, this is the Knave of Chalices. It can show up as a knave of chalices, the call to learn more practices, learn more about practices that fulfill you, right? That really nurture you. Where Cancer is about deep nurturing, and what this energy can look like is Cancer is also ruled like the energetic mother, uh, mother, what wanted to be said, otter and mother. So it's like it ottered the joy, the play, the beautiful energy around coming into the waters for fulfillment and replenishing and listening and deepening. It's again joy and play and being nurtured. Having the practices and the tools and the rhythm. That's what also wants to be said. The rhythm that really guides you on a daily to really support your dreams, right? The deeper fulfillment. What are your dreams and desires? And again, it's from the desires from your divine essence, your soul. So having this space to continue the practices, to tune in and having the communion, the communications. Also, I'm getting the deep instinct to commune, to bring into fruition from the communing, the connections. And Cancer and Capricorn is so powerful and energetic about what is your sacred work, putting out there something that's meaningful. Capricorn, meaningful out there in the world, where Cancer is inner, home, deepening, connection, father, mother energy in a more archetypal energetic. What's the bigger intention? And they dance together as, again, they come in from the same, like similar essence, same energy. I call it the seeds and how they're rooted and going out in the world. And they both need each other as the Capricorn is very well versed of going out in the world with this sacred intention, sacred work, sacred, benevolent, protector of what we're doing, why we're doing, the integrity ruled by Saturn. And karmic cleansing, I'm hearing, allowing for karmic cleansing around this because there is a big purification happening out there as we just finished a big cycle of Pluto and Capricorn. But what I want to say is there's dance specifically on like where Cancer is, home and deepening and deep nurturing and nurturing where it's a home, knowing how to have the sacred container at home. I'm seeing the food, the container, the deep joy of being blessed. I'm hearing of really, it's like beyond the immensity. I'm hearing that from spirit of deep love and grace. And how does that look like in going out into the world, right? Being that. So there's a dance here. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. I love this deck. This is the Moonchild Tarot deck, one of my favorites ones I use on my practice on a daily. And what I want to say is dancing both, right? Allowing first to like fill your cup, coming into the rhythms, having those practices in your life, and then go forward in your life, in like how you bring this out into the world, right? So there's no separation, is how I want to say it. And the Capricorn energy wants to say, and having strong containers for the wisdom, how, like sacred boundaries. I work with that in my private work, sacred boundaries and sacredness. When we bring in that sacred intention, there's an energetic that it's for you and something greater, right? Those around you. So when you create your own sacred container and sacred boundaries around things, not only are you doing it for you, it's for a greater purpose, right? It's for a higher purpose, a higher intention. Others then it's like the grace, the blessings of learning what it is by intending. Oh, there's the learning again, intentions by intention. So your intentions have a higher purpose, a higher resilience and higher connection on how it gets amplified out in the world. So it ripples out from these places. And that's what I'm getting also from the Knave of Chalices, right? How this ripples out in what you put out into the world, what your intentions are, how you do it personally, privately, which is a very Cancer in energy, and how that then feeds and sources out into the collective, right? There's an energetic collective around Cancer that is, I'm seeing the moon, this full moon. It's also this beautiful Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the labyrinth or journey, the Ace of Pentacles that showing up as Ace is like a blessings from the universe, blessings from the divine. When an Ace comes in, there's a blessing here. There's an initiation. There's an energetic, and it shows up like it's a full moon, like the golden full moon. How a full moon is golden in your life, and in my intention being called to start this channel to come and bring the wisdom and energy, the entrainment, right? The transmissions out in a golden way. I'm hearing about the moon, the lunar connection. So these lunar readings will, I'm getting energy saying the blessings, receiving the blessings, right, from the lunar in your own life, your own guidance, and the rhythms, the rituals, the rhythms that bring us deeper, deep within, having the containers that saying yes. I'm seeing the chalice again, this energetic chalice, the knave of chalices, and chalices is also known as the cups, right? It doesn't want to be said, because I want to say knave. There's other words, page. That's it, the page of the knaves. But I really want you to see it as a knave is like this newness, the new initiation into a deeper being, where I want to say that you're living your intuitive instinct, living your instinct, knowing, and this is a soul instinct. So soul, the divine instinct, right? Connecting to the divine essence, the divine flow, and the divine flow sourcing from that so that you're in connection for a higher purpose, right? And there's a fulfillment and deep fulfillment of that, and learning and trusting like how your life wants to shift and change. It's like I'm hearing the words dichotomy, shift and change to support you on a deeper level, and shift and change how you do your daily rhythms, how you're engaging, right, and leaning in, and where you're not. Like there's a clearing and cleansing. I'm getting that strongly. Um, this cleansing, right? Okay. Again, I'm getting it in spirit in different ways. A cleansing of old ways of being that doesn't serve you. That was a big message that I was really tuning into and receiving in today's reading about cleansing, right? This, Cancer, water, cleansing, clearing old ways, old thought forms, right? To replenish and to nourish so that there's an elevating, right? There's Aquarian energy, Pluto elevating you to really be attuned in your guidance and your daily. There's a energetic maturation, Cancer and Capricorn, this dance, right? Of dignity, of allowing a deep presence of maturation. The Cancer, this deeper water, a nurturance mother, right? Maturation and mother. How does that look like in your life? Living in a deeper, more poised gravitas. That is the other message I was receiving to share. That deepening into your gravitas, Capricorn, Cancer, gravitas. Capricorn also maturity, integrity, both integrity of being, right? This is a big call for you to really listen, and where you're living, right? Where there's it's like surface immaturity, clear that out. If that's you, if that calls you, if that rings a bell, where there's a deeper presence, where the money, the flow, the reverence, I'm getting the word reverence, right? We're getting this energetic ace, the money and the resource come from this space of presence and integrity, right? It has more meaning. There's a meaningfulness that it lasts longer. There's a longevity. I'm getting like a legacy of where you bring your money, your resources, how your resources and your energy is amplified, how you're working with your energy. What's the purpose? Highest intention. Intimacy. I love it because this is card. I was working with this card earlier, and I shuffled this deck, and it's coming back in, right? I love when the cards come in more so, keep coming in with more gold. I'm hearing the gold nuggets. It's like keep, bringing in the energy. It keeps reminding you, keeps reverberations. That's what I want to say. Like the ripples out, the reverberations. The more that you're in your own energetic, this frequency, right? This polarity is energetic of a whole, something grander, right? It's like every time we're working with opposite signs, you're working with a specific essence, right? A specific connection to an intention that is greater, right? So the whole energy. So whole energy would be Pisces, Virgo, that dance, a whole energy. Aries and Libra. We just came out of an 18-year cycle, and I want to be dancing into that because it's connected also to Venus and this Venus retrograde that's coming in March, right? This Venus dance that's going to be going back into Aries. And we're in this Chiron of Aries, and we came into the dance, which I'm trying to say, I'm getting a lot of messages at the same time, so it dances this way in how I'm speaking it, but this lunar nodes, right? The North Node is our destined energy, right? We're growing into, what we're elevating into. And the South Node is an anchoring in where we came from. And also what needs to be cleared on a karmic way around Virgo. So we just came out, like in this past Saturday, out of an 18 cycles around Aries and Virgo. And we saw it in how it shows up also with the lunar nodes, where we see them as in the eclipses. So Aries and lunar dance, Aries was a North Node and Libra was in the South Node. This energetic around sovereignty, right? Soul sovereignty, your embodied sovereignty, and how sovereignty looks like in relationships. So sovereign relationships. It's going to be coming back around with Venus. Mars is also retrograde. So Mercury dance. There's like a whole dance that's coming back around with the North Node and other planets. But what I want to say is, right, this energetic, right, the holistic energy around sovereign and self, Aries, Libra, and sovereign in relationships. We have all the planets within us, all the energetics, and how they play out, what gets activated. So this activation, the full moon, Cancer, ruled by the moon, this powerful, perfect, I'm getting in powerful time, perfect and powerful at the same time wanting to come in. Time for Tarot Temple to come out is our first reading. This first reading is this full moon in Cancer, in the sacred work, the sun, right, the solar energy in Capricorn. There's energetic play also on my own personal chart, but I want to really emphasize is the moon, the activation of the moon and the sacred. There's a wisdom in your cells, your knowing, your divine essence that wants to really come forward and let this be a blessing, this deep nurturing, living in a way that deeply nurtures. Nurturance, there's a few words always wants to come in at the same time. It's again a transmission. Protected in sacred space, like your deep nurturance. It's like there's a deeper vulnerability. Capricorn also vulnerable. There's an essence that Capricorn may seem stoic out in the world, but it's a deep knowing and a deep vulnerability of what is important, right? Gracing the higher purpose. What's valuable, the integrity of something greater, right? What we put our energy towards, the work, our inner work. Intimacy. This is a deep intimacy that's called, I feel like, what Cancer and Capricorn, this energetic great sun is in Capricorn. So the full moon is always in the opposite sign. I want to use a different word than opposite because they're both in relationship. It's like they're like it's a new moon, they're conjunct, right? And then when they're in the full moon, it's like we got the sun sign, Capricorn, and I'm sure many of you already know this, but I want to speak into this. Then we have the full moon, right? It dances, right? It goes into its rhythm. When it gets into the fullness, it's like seeing. You're seeing, Capricorn is seeing the Cancer, Cancer seeing Capricorn in its fullness. So the full moon is always in the opposite sign, but it's again to be seen and witnessed in this fullness. So it creates a whole connection, a holistic energy, a whole being. So there's opportunity, and there's always a deep emotional connection, right? It's a deep aspects. The moon is here for our rhythm, our emotional soul journey, our support on a deeper wisdom. Intuition is always a transmission that happens with the lunar. So the more you're connecting, the more you connect to your solar intimate well. I'm hearing this wellness, this full being, full intimacy, this intimacy energy of the divine feminine that comes in strongly from the full moon, the moon, the lunar cycles. So intimacy, I'll read this to you. This is from The Journey of Love from Alana Fairchild. Wisdom. Right, look at that beautiful entrained energy. This beautiful emission. It's like emission, transmission, emitting, rippling out from intimacy. Deep intimacy, which I work with the sun and the moon transits as the dancers, the lovers, right? The sun and the moon. How powerful is that? This call. Let's speak into what wants to be shared in this reading. 35, intimacy. Your vulnerability is the key to your growing spirituality. I want you to breathe this in and bring it into your deep So your essence, your deep knowing. Your vulnerability is the key to your growing spirituality. No is the time. No as a K-N-O-W, but it actually says now. So no, now is the time to share yourself openly without pretense or defensiveness. This is a deep maturation. It's so beautiful and powerful and potent. There's a potency of love, of grace, of being love, right? Being that, living it, full in and full out. Let down the barriers that have held you apart from another, from the divine, from the world, and let yourself be held by the experiences of your life without needing to defend against them. Expect nothing and be open to receive everything. Your vulnerability is your way forward now. You are learning that you have enough strength to truly surrender. Right? This powerful strength, this powerful potency, that you have enough strength to truly surrender. You are brave enough to allow yourself to be truly this knowing, this wisdom, this learning, Knave of Chalices. You are brave enough to allow yourself to be truly lived by the divine. Oh, so powerful. The message of this oracle is that you have recently opened yourself up in new ways to meet the world and your loved ones, or are considering doing so in order to share something of yourself with another. Do it. You are ready to be seen and received more than ever before. There's gold there. Intimacy. Becoming one, allowing all that is both within and without to blend, like a wave meeting the shore. Each aspect of you, like a wave meeting the shore, each aspect of who we are is part of a grander whole. And in truth, yet greater still, to know myself is to know you, whether I look into your eyes, or touch lips, or hold hands, or bathe in the warmth of our embrace. It's just how I'm seeing it is this deep intimacy, this lover's the lover, the beloved within, you as the beloved, which is powerful energetics of our journey of love. This trusting and surrendering of you being fully in fulfillment in the vulnerability of saying yes to living that truth, to clearing out old projections in sacred protection, right? The sacred boundaries, sacred knowing is the wisdom of sharing yourself in discernment, which is Capricorn, discernment, which is deeper Cancer energy. A deep discernment, but to allow that discernment to open you up, to fulfill, right? What if you lean in and receive and live the true desires, right? That's the messages. Those are the messages I'm receiving. That is the call to live your true intimacy, to allow the trusting and the surrender. If you're vulnerable, the vulnerability and the vulnerability of receiving truth. A lot of words want to come in at the same time, but it's this guidance of loving and living from your heart, your soul, your wisdom, your knowing, intrinsic. I'm hearing those words from Spirit. What if you lived the truth of that? The lived light, lived of love, the intimacy of your being, right? Being seen, being heard, being met, right? You meeting it. So it's this energetics around you being you, and getting the Aries Libra that we've learned in the last 18 cycles into this beautiful dreams, the dream state of Pisces, and the practices of being in your state of grace, right? And then it's like opening up to another, opening up to your dreams, opening up to receiving. Powerful energetics of Mars and retrograde in Cancer. It's like living in, like really allowing our emotional side to heal, to transmute, and to fill, to full. It's like fullness of being, to fill up, to be full in your body, your presence, your being. I'm hearing indebtedness to your divine essence, your divine being, and grace. I'm just going to pause a moment, breathe, let it all in, receive, living your full being, your full essence, your fullness, your true instinct, your true beauty. you true grace, indebted to love. Like it's indebted in here, indebted from a space of grace and gratefulness, appreciation and gratitude. Opening up, I'm hearing like feeling the opening up to living, the openness of the chalice. This is the word. This is the first card that actually popped out from the Mermaids, Tarot of the Mermaids. It's the full being, Tarot of the Mermaid. Seeing if you can see this. Kind of like the dreamy state. It's almost like from here, it gets focused. And when it gets closer, it's almost of a dream state. This is the main card of the Tarot of the Mermaids. It's like the whole, the world, the whole being, your world. Like allowing yourself to really embrace and embody and being and surrendering into the whole world, your whole world, the whole chalice I'm seeing, the whole cup of being. Lastly, I'm going to surrendering into the message. Fullness of the moon, fullness of being, fullness of intuition I'm getting, living, intuiting, receiving, taking actions from the fullness of the knowing and the wisdom and pausing, right? Pausing before you move, before you intend, before you make a decision, right? The choice is there. Tapping into your fullness, your heart, your knowing, your wisdom, and then you're moving, That's a retrograde of Mars, is deepening into the feelings and knowings. There's an eternal energy of Cancer, right? The moon, eternal, the rhythms that is being called in you, in us, and how the powerful energy in the act and the Capricorn is taking action for reverence, for intimacy and dignity, making the divine your rhythm, your practice, your grace, the deeper fulfillment in truth. And when I do this, it's like that, as I'm receiving that from the divine, it's streaming in. It's all from divine, but it comes in from different ways, right? It's like a waterfall of streaming energy, but it comes in like this right now, this right now, this right now, to be said and transmitted. Right, the daily rhythm. So the message here, it's beautiful. Sparrow. Sparrow is the word that came in, even if this may not be the sparrow bird, but the art of being happy lies in the power of extracting happiness from common things. Common things. It says Henry Ward Beecher. So again, fulfilling daily, fulfilling in how you move through the world, your rhythm, how each ritual, each moment, the tapping in, everything becomes a ritual, everything becomes a rhythm of joy, of happiness. When we allow, we surrender and flow, deep flowing, deep cups, deep being, without a lot of blessings. Enjoy the rest of your full moon in Cancer connection and receiving and experience through this whole cycle. You'll see me again. I will be doing new moon readings for each of your moon signs. I'm going to be tapping in. I'm being called to doing moon readings. So your moon sign, I'll go deeper into each of the intentions and how to tap into your own moon sign as we go forward. So the next new moon in Aquarius, I'll be doing those readings soon. I'll be calling that out in you as we continue to dive into the lunar cycles, which will allow for your dreams, right? Your deeper desires to be fulfilled and living full out. With that, I'm Marcela at Tarot Temple. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Blessings and blessed be. I'm hearing stay graced, stay present, be poised.